At the outset of the Trojan War, the Greek encampment buzzed with preparations and the echoes of war cries. Yet, an eerie silence fell as a divine plague struck them down, one by one. Apollo, the sun god, had unleashed his fury upon them. This wrath was not born out of the chaos of war, but from a personal slight against his priest, Chryses, who came to the Greeks in hope of ransoming his daughter, Chryseis. She had been captured and claimed by Agamemnon, the commanding king, whose arrogance had now brought suffering upon his own people. Chryses, bearing treasures enough to ransom a princess, approached Agamemnon with humble requests for his daughter's freedom. However, Agamemnon's harsh refusal and disgraceful dismissal of the priest incited Chryses to call upon Apollo. The god responded with a deadly plague that spread rapidly through the camp, causing agony and death among the soldiers. The disease was relentless, and as the days passed, the Greeks grew desperate, seeking a resolution to end their unforeseen misery. In the midst of this crisis, Achilles, the greatest of the Greek warriors, saw the need for decisive action. He convened a council of the Greeks' finest leaders, where the wise seer Calchas, protected by Achilles' promise of safety, revealed that the plague would cease only if Chryseis were returned to her father. The atmosphere tensed as Agamemnon, faced with the seer's pronouncement, realized the source of their affliction, yet balked at the cost of resolving it. Reluctantly, Agamemnon agreed to return Chryseis, but his pride demanded compensation. His eyes settled on Briseis, the captive companion of Achilles, claiming her as his new prize. This act of greed and dishonor towards Achilles ignited a fire within the warrior. Feeling betrayed and insulted, Achilles vehemently withdrew from the war, a decision that threatened the Greeks' chances of victory. His heart heavy with anger, he sought the counsel of his divine mother, Thetis, pleading with her to persuade Zeus to alter the tide of war in favor of the Trojans, hoping that such divine intervention would humble Agamemnon and restore his honor. Thetis, moved by the plight and passion of her son, approached Zeus on Olympus. Despite Zeus's initial hesitation, he was swayed by Thetis's earnest pleas. He agreed to lend his might to the Trojans, setting in motion a shift that would have profound implications for the Greek forces. Back at the camp, Achilles isolated himself, his mind a turmoil of wrath and strategy. He pondered the consequences of his actions, realizing the potential doom he had invited upon his comrades. The days that followed were filled with uncertainty and strategic losses for the Greeks, who felt the absence of their mightiest hero. Meanwhile, Achilles, from his solitary vantage, watched as his comrades struggled and faltered, his resolve hardened by each passing day. In this solitude, Achilles not only wrestled with his feelings of betrayal, but also with the looming question of his legacy and the true cost of honor in the merciless theater of war.